present Alise Guyton. Her capstone is Access Does Not Equal Engagement, Exploring Barriers to Engagement in Prenatal Stress Reduction Program for Black Expectant Mothers.
Hi, everyone. As Dr. Paul just said, my name is Alise Guyton, and she read my title for me, so I have to do that. So my doctoral capstone project was completed with Starfish Family Services, but more specifically, Nurse Family Partnership, which is a nonprofit organization within Starfish, where nurses go into the homes of pregnant moms or moms who are already moms, and they provide support and also promote self-efficiency, financial stability, healthy pregnancy behaviors, infant and health development, as well as a healthy postpartum period. In the literature, it's stated that Black women experience a higher prevalence of maternal mental health issues compared to the general U.S. population. So postpartum depression, stress, and anxiety, and those issues often go underreported, as well as they frequently go unaddressed, which significantly affects their health, pregnancy, and parenting. In the literature, it stated that training healthcare providers on perinatal mood and anxiety disorders, implicit bias, and culturally responsive care can enhance their attitudes, knowledge, empathy, and awareness of racial bias in caring for Black women. In the literature, it also stated that occupational therapists improve pregnancy outcomes by educating and supporting mothers with psychosocial strategies to manage anxiety, depression, stress, and overall quality of life, especially during or in high-risk pregnancies. So yes, I read the literature, but I wanted to know, what is occupational therapy's role in it? Occupational therapists can reduce stress in pregnant mothers through psychosocial interventions, including mindfulness, deep breathing, guided imagery, prenatal yoga / stretching, gratitude practices, journaling, as well as a healthy lifestyle, which includes balanced nutrition, quality sleep, and light exercise. And I included all of those interventions in my capstone project. And also research has shown that through guided imagery, breathing exercises, and reflective journaling, expectant mothers were able to process stressful experiences, resulting in significantly lower reported stress levels. First, in my capstone project, I created a capstone experience flyer. Let me pass that around. So it's in this deliverable binder. All my deliverables are in there. So I created this capstone experience flyer just so Nurse Family Partnership and Starfish could have a reference to pass around to help with recruitment. So just stay with me. I mentioned that for a reason. Challenge. Recruitment was a challenge. There were a lot of different times where moms would they'll say, yeah, I'll engage in it. I'm interested. This sounds great, but they don't take the pretest survey. Some took the pretest survey, some did not finish it. The pretest survey included 11 questions that kind of just asked about their stress levels, their morning routines, bedtime routines, are they getting quality sleep, pre-existing diagnoses that could affect their participation in my capstone project and the stress reduction techniques and things of that sort. Once they completed the pretest survey, that is when we were scheduled to engage in the stress reduction techniques, which were about 6 weeks. And then after that, they completed the post-test survey, which were similar questions to the pretest survey, but just assessing the effectiveness of the stress reduction techniques. Was their sleep improved? How were their stress levels? Were those improved? Morning routine, bedtime routine, things like that. So I say that to say I would reach out to, or Nurse Family Partnership would provide me with a list of expectant moms, and I would reach out to them, I would email them, and again, I would just get something like, oh yeah, this sounds great, and I wouldn't hear from them. And then they connected me with the Loop Clinic, which is a nonprofit organization in Detroit, Michigan, where they serve underserved communities. They provide free medical and support services for pregnant women, new mothers, and infants. They offer prenatal care, ultrasounds, lab work, immunizations, doula support, along with resources such as food, diapers, and transportation assistance, aiming to reduce infant and maternal mortality rates. So that was a perfect setting for me, and I really enjoyed going there and meeting the nurses and the different healthcare providers there, as well as the moms and the patients there. I was able to get a mom from the Lou Clinic, so yay, was able to get one participant, so that leads to impact. She completed the pre-test survey, she completed all the stress reduction techniques over 6 weeks, and she also completed the post-test survey, and she stated that the interventions were helpful. She's glad that, we went over them, and she plans to use them. She really liked the mindfulness, the deep breathing, the guided imagery, all of those, she said, helped her sleep better at night and things like that. Her pre-test stress level was about an 8, and we were able to get it down to a 3 after, while taking the post-test and after going through the stress reduction techniques. So that was great. That was a win. That made me happy. And then also with the impact, the director of community relations of Inkster reached out to me because she received the Capstone Experience flyer. There we go. So she received the Capstone Experience flyer, and she wanted to know more about my research. And she also invited me to their annual community baby shower, which is in August. So I created a pamphlet just going over some of the information I learned in the literature, also included occupational therapy's role in reducing stress in Black expectant mothers, as well as some of my interventions. So journaling, guided imagery, mindfulness, things like that. I also attended Black Maternal Health Week, a couple events with Nurse Family Partnership. So first was the DMC Community Baby Shower, where they educated moms and pregnant moms on maternal health plans, healthcare providers, and community organizations. And I also printed some brochures to hand out there to expand outreach as well. And I also received, I was able to collect some emails, and also I would email those out as well. I attended the Mom Talk support group with Nurse Family Partnership, where it was basically a group to create community among all moms. We educate them on ways to engage in self-care while they take on the role of being a mom, and just wanting to provide them with other individuals that, are going through the same thing that they're going through, to have support and just to create community. Also at DMC's Community Baby Shower, I met some doulas, and that was nice because they were mentioned a lot in my research to improve health outcomes with Black expectant moms, to avoid serious birth, health complications, advocacy, and respectful care. So they will advocate for Black moms, ensuring Black women are listened to and heard in medical settings, because that is a huge issue. Reduce medical intervention, so reduce C-sections and preterm birth rates, lower health disparity, so improve health literacy and increase trust in the birthing process. And also just provide support before, during, and after pregnancy, so doulas can help detect postpartum depression, anxiety, and early warning signs of complications, ensuring mothers get help immediately. I would say my biggest takeaway is don't despise small beginnings. My site mentor and I discussed that during my final eval, because my capstone experience started really, what's the word? It was slow, I guess. Again, I had challenges with recruitment, so I really didn't have any participants right off the bat. But as I continue to initiate, make the effort, I continue to reach out to moms, reach out to different organizations that Nurse Family Partnership would connect me with. I was able to get one participant, and I was still, at the end of the day, able to set out and do what I wanted to do, which was reduce stress in Black expectant moms to improve Black infant and maternal mortality rates. So, and I also just realized how much collaboration is important. We talk about it a lot in school, but it really is. I met so many different healthcare providers and different professionals while connecting with Nurse Family Partnership and discussing with them. So that was nice. Did I already mention challenges? I want to say I almost had 2 participants, but I did have one mom who was in her 3rd trimester, and she told me that she was due to give birth soon. So we did meet for one session, and that's when she told me, and she actually gave birth while we were still in contact. So I was so happy for her, but I would have loved her to be a part of my project. So that also kind of leads to challenges too, or something that I would change is excluding moms that are in their 3rd trimester, just so I don't have to risk losing participants, because there were many moms that the nurses and nurse family partnership would tell me about. They're like, oh yeah, they're so interested, they think this would be great, but they're due to give birth soon and things like that. So I would just have moms that are in their first and second trimester. So that's something I would change. In conclusion, I really enjoyed my Capstone experience because, again, I was able to do what I set out to do with my project, although it started slow. I realized that barriers to participation can look very different. I was not expecting recruitment to be a challenge. The population, they did inform me that the population Starfish Family Services and Nurse Family Partnership serves are individuals who experience mental health and behavioral health challenges along with economic hardship. And then also with research that I did, structural constraints, issues of trust, cultural safety, and preferences regarding how interventions are delivered could also be barriers to participation. So overall, free services were offered, yet uptake was limited, which suggests further research should be conducted to address these barriers and gaps. And yeah, I think that's it. I want to thank Starfish Family Services and Nurse Family Partnership, if you all are watching, and my site mentor, as well as Dr. Paul, my faculty advisor. Thank you all.
Does anyone have any questions for Alise? Dr. Smith, of course, does.
I do. Yeah, I can appreciate that those challenges, those unexpected challenges, as they arose, especially early on in a project, that you were very passionate about it, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
So how was it that you were able to stay motivated, or what kind of personal growth did you have to go over to overcome, maybe being unmotivated and maybe wanting to, hit the brakes on the project overall?
I think I'm just an overall determined person, persistent person. When I'm really passionate about something or I really want something, I'm gonna go get it. So I'm also very self-motivated, so I just kept going. Like, I knew there wasn't an option to not try. And so, yeah, I just knew I had to do it and get it done.
And I think, Alise, the greatest part about that was like the collaboration and all the connections that you made from that. So like, what a gift it was that you just stayed steady and kept moving forward. Alise had people reaching out and asking her to come to speak at their community events. It was quite amazing. So it was, what felt like a failure at the very beginning was a huge success. A huge success. I'm so proud.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.